What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll look into how you can optimize your React applications using React.lazy and suspense. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. So to get started with the optimizations, the first thing that we want to do is we want to clone create React app. I have already cloned it, but if you guys want to follow along, you can also clone create React app using this command. The next thing that we want to do is we want to install all the dependencies for this project. There are only two dependencies that we need, so let's go ahead and download those. So I'll do npm install. The first one is React router DOM, and the second is Lodash. Once your dependencies are installed, let's go ahead and start the server using npm start. Okay, awesome. As you can see, our server is started at port 3000. So after starting the server, we want to add few pages to our app. So let's go ahead and do that. Under src folder, I will create a new folder called pages, and under pages, I will add two new files called home.js and dashboard.js. Okay, awesome. Now in both of these files, let's go ahead and add React components. And here I'm using an extension called React Snippets. I will post a link to that extension in the description below. It's a VS Code extension that allows you to add basic structure of React component using simple commands in VS Code. Makes it super easy to add basic React components. Okay, awesome. Now let's go ahead and add routes to those two pages in our app.js file. To add the routes to our pages, we'll have to import few things from React router DOM. So the first one will be browser router. We'll also have to import routes and route. Let's go ahead and also import our components. So home and dashboard. Now right underneath our h1 tag, I will add a browser router component, and inside browser router I will add routes, and inside routes is where we'll add individual route to our pages. So route, so the path will be / and the element will be home. Let's add second route, path will be / dashboard and element will be dashboard. Okay, awesome. Now as you can see on the screen, we have home here because we are on the home page right now, like the index page. And if I go to dashboard, we have dashboard. Okay, now let's go ahead and add few components to these pages, and then we will finally get to the optimization part of things. I did not want to show you guys directly React lazy and suspense because that's not how it works in the real world. I wanted to add few pages and components to actually give you an example of how you can use React lazy and suspense to optimize your React application. Now we'll add few components to our app. Under src folder, I will create another folder called components, and there won't be any functionality in these components. It'll just be a placeholder, a string or something. So there are basic 4 components that we need to add. The number one will be header.js, sidebar.js, footer.js, and main.js. These are the 4 components to basically depict our layout. So under header, let me go ahead and add React component. Now let's give it a prop of title and replace these divs with header tag. Okay, awesome. That's pretty much it. We will not be adding any functionality to the component. Let's go to main component now. Now in main component, we want to do pretty much the same thing. We add title as a prop, replace these divs with main, and inside this we will add another paragraph tag and add title inside that. Along with title, let's also add content keyword. Now let's go ahead to sidebar component. In sidebar component, we want to add links to both our pages. So let's import link component from React router DOM, and here I will give this div a class name of sidebar, and inside this div I will add h2 tag, and I will add a nav tag with 2 links in it. The first link will basically go to home page, and the second link will go to dashboard. We are adding this links because it will make it easy to navigate between the two pages. Now the last component that is left is footer. Footer is super basic. We want to replace these divs with footer tag. Now this is pretty much it for the components. The next thing that we want to do is we want to add those components that we just created to our pages. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's navigate to home page and first import all our components here. Now for home page, I want to replace this div, give it a class name of home page, and under that I want to add sidebar, and then below it I want to add another div, give it a class name of main-content, and inside that I want to add header with the title homepage. I want to add main with the title homepage as well, and then I want to add footer. Okay, awesome. Now as you can see on the screen, all our components are visible on the screen. Now I have already gone ahead and added basic styling for the components. Now this is the sidebar, and it makes it super easy to basically navigate between the pages. We haven't added any components on the dashboard page. That is why it looks like this right now. So let's go ahead and add some components to the dashboard as well. So basically what I'll do here is I'll copy this home and I'll paste it in dashboard and then just replace the content here. Okay, awesome. Now we can switch between the two pages. Now there is one thing that we want to do on dashboard page, which is we want to import Lodash. Great. We won't be using Lodash. This is to give you an example of how it will affect the overall performance of the app. Now as you can see, we are using Lodash on dashboard page, but we are not using it on the home page. So let's go ahead and build our project using npm run build. So I will go ahead and run npm run build. So now before we start our server again, let's first look into how Webpack is splitting our code. Now as you can see here is currently there is only one JavaScript file that holds all our JavaScript code. So basically our homepage, our dashboard, and the Lodash library that we are importing inside dashboard. Now let me go ahead and start the server. Now here's the thing. So even though we are not using Lodash on home page, it is still getting loaded on the home page because there is only one bundle or only one JavaScript file that Webpack generated. So we are downloading all that unnecessary Lodash code on home page, which is slowing down the page. Now what we can instead do is we can have two bundles, one just for homepage and one for dashboard, which will contains our Lodash. So what will that do is whenever user comes to your app and they go to the home page, that page will load much faster because the JavaScript file that gets sent from the server to the browser will be much smaller because there will be no Lodash code in it. So now let's go ahead and do that. We will split our code into two bundles using React.lazy. So inside app.js file, instead of importing components directly, what we want to do is we want to import components using React.lazy. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll add home here and then React.lazy, and I will pass a function to it, and that function will return import URL to our page. So that's home page, and then let's do the same for dashboard as well. Now that we are using React.lazy, if I switch to dashboard, there is one problem here. There's blank screen, but if I do a hard refresh, then the page shows up. The reason for that is React is not building the bundle for that specific page on the fly. So we can solve that problem using suspense. So suspense is basically going to go ahead and get the bundle for that specific page, and then we'll load it on the screen. So suspense, and I will do the same for dashboard here. Awesome. Now let me switch between home page and dashboard, and as you can see, that problem is fixed now. But there is one more important thing that we need to think about. Now that we have two bundles, maybe that bundle size is huge and it takes a while for suspense to download that bundle size. Now in that scenario, what we can do is we can pass a prop called fallback to suspense, we can give it a React component or just a simple string saying like loading. Now what suspense will do is till that JavaScript file for that dashboard is fetched, it will show the fallback loading to the user. You can also pass it a React component loader or something. Okay, awesome. So now after importing the components using React.lazy, I will go ahead and build the project again using npm run build. And you will see now we have bunch of JavaScript files. I don't want to go into the details of each file, but I'll just give you a simplified version of it. The main file is the main file here will hold all your JavaScript code. One of the file is for Lodash, one file is for your home page, and one file is for your dashboard component. So now let me go ahead and serve this using serve command. Now if I open inspect tools and go to network tab and hit refresh, you will see only the main file, which is our React code, and the other bundle, which is our homepage component, is getting loaded. There is no Lodash on this page right now, which improves the initial page load significantly because we have a way less JavaScript code to download from the server. Now if I go to dashboard and I do hard refresh, you will see we are downloading the main, which is React code, but we are also downloading two other JavaScript bundles. The one is Lodash and the another one is your code for dashboard component. Now, as you can see, we are only loading Lodash on dashboard where it's needed. And if we go to homepage, we are only loading the code for that component itself. Now, what will this do is it'll improve the initial page load of the homepage significantly because we are not downloading the unnecessary JavaScript, which will improve the user experience. Now this is how you can utilize React.lazy to basically split your code into more chunks and serve the user only JavaScript that is required for that page. Now React.lazy is not limited to pages. You can also use React.lazy at component level. So for example, let's say in the footer you are importing, in the footer component you are importing a library called moment.js, which is huge in size, but that library is not being used anywhere else on the page. What you can do is you can import footer using React.lazy, and when you build it, what Webpack will do is it will create additional bundle just for the footer, and you can use suspense. So this whole page will load and suspense will go ahead and get the JavaScript specifically for footer. Until then, it will show the fallback prop. And this is how you can use React.lazy and suspense to optimize your React application. I hope this video gave you some value in terms of how you can optimize your React applications. If you guys like the video, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.